The first thing that Mark touched on, which is really important, is the meaning of yoga. So a lot of people, when they think of yoga, they think of these fancy exotic moves, yeah? Or this physical practice of yoga. It's actually a term that means integration, to yoke, like to bring together, or a union. Which union to me seems like the easiest out of these, because it's like union, to bring together. To yoke, when you think of like an ox pulling a cart, that's one of the descriptions used to describe to yoke. Okay, so in that you have what we teach out of, which is the Ashtanga yoga, okay, system. Ashtanga yoga, SEALFIT yoga, Iyengar yoga, Bikram yoga all fall under the traditional Hatha yoga. Hatha yoga is like an umbrella. I'm going to draw it over here. So say this is Hatha yoga, right? Hatha means sun and moon. So this is the sun and the moon. This is the union, right? Yoga. The union of sun and moon, or like in Eastern Chinese teachings, you have yin and yang, right? Yin is the moon, yang is the sun. Or you have masculine, feminine. That goes, again, could keep talking about that for days, but we're going to just touch on that. So you have Hatha yoga, this is the umbrella. Now, all of these hot, Ashtanga, SEALFIT, Iyengar, Bikram, Anusara, Anahata. I'm just giving you an idea of how many, bless you, how many fall. This is like still a very short list under this blanket of Hatha yoga. So Hatha yoga is the physical practice of yoga. That's another way. And the physical practice of yoga is known as asana. That's the other word for it, which comes in a 2. This is 3. And if I'm going too fast, also say, hey, slow your roll, Catherine, okay? So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So asana means seat. This is the Sanskrit word. So the seat. So when I say Adho Mukha Svanasana, which means downward facing dog seat or pose, right? Uttanasana, forward folding seat or pose. I'm going to elaborate on this in a minute, but so that's another translation. So our physical practice of Hatha yoga, which all these fall under, is now in this 8-limb system of Ashtanga yoga. So in the Yoga Sutras, which is the book of philosophy that's written down, and it was the first time that yoga was actually put into print. It was a verbal tradition for thousands and thousands of years. And then about 3,000 years ago, this guy Patanjali decided to write it down. Say, the first sutra is Ashtau Yoga Asanam. And that means pay attention, right? And the sound is important. This is yoga. Now it's said that that's all you need in that one sentence. Pay attention, this is yoga, to become enlightened in the yoga practice. But most of us are not that clued in to the subtle vibrations of the universe, and so we need a little bit more instruction. So Patanjali went on to write 4 more chapters to give us a clue of what yoga is. In the 3rd chapter, he goes into Ashtanga yoga. Now this is the tradition and the lineage that Mark and I both study under. Our main teacher is here in Encinitas. He's world-renowned. People travel all over to practice with him. And he was the first guy in the US certified in this style of yoga. Tim Miller. Okay. Tim's the man, right? And we have the honor and privilege of getting to study with him. So we've created the SEALFIT yoga, developing it with that martial arts that Mark's background's in, as well as some of my background, to fit the warrior model. Ashtanga yoga was developed and taught to military in India to help strengthen their bodies, their minds,